All right, how you guys doing? Let me adjust this a little bit. That should be fine. Well, maybe not. Hold on, shaky camera. Let's try that. Well, it's crooked. Whatever. Hey, so today I'm going to talk about another thing I like to practice. I'm just going to do it, you know? I'm going to practice. If you have questions, comments, feel free to let me know. Oh, wow. That's not flattering at all. I don't care. So here's what I'm going to practice. I'm going to play a note as long as I can. Okay? I'm going to get the stopwatch out. Here's the first one. Not a lot of prep, just going to play as long as I can. All right, 46 seconds. So let's reset it. Let's look again. I'm gonna catch my breath a little bit. I'm gonna do it again. Now, I'm gonna try to expand my torso. Let me back this up a little bit. And I can breathe a little bit better. The more air you can fill yourself with, the longer you're gonna be able to play. That's science. All right, so I'm gonna try it again. That's all glary. I don't know if I could change that. I don't care. All right, I'm gonna try to beat 40 seconds now. All right, there's 55 seconds. It's almost a minute. Catch my breath. And I'm going to try it again. So, to try to go farther than 55 seconds, I'm going to try to fill up even more. I think the spot where you lose the most amount of air, if you're trying to hold your breath as long as you can, you lose the most time at the beginning. You know, when you breathe all the way in, and you let the air come out too fast. So I try to be super ultra efficient with the first part of the air. Now this can be detrimental because I don't necessarily recommend you play this way, because the problem that can happen is you teach yourself to hold your air back rather than just let it go. But this is a different kind of practice. All right. So now I'm going to try to beat 55 seconds. The other trick is to relax as much as you possibly can. Move as little as possible. Because every time you move, it takes up extra oxygen. When you see these people holding their breath as long as they can underwater, they don't move a muscle. they're just completely relaxed. So the calmer you are, the less muscle you use, the more relaxed you are. And that's part of this process for me. I like working on soft tones, playing as soft as I can, because I believe it opens up the upper register, teaches your lips to vibrate the right way, gives you an unbelievable sound. It also teaches efficiency, because you're teaching yourself to buzz and vibrate with very small amounts of air. It's great for your dynamics. So I think soft tones are great. To play as long as you can, you want to get rid of as little air as possible, and that means playing as soft as you possibly can. So this exercise also teaches you not to waste energy anywhere, whether it's weird facial expressions or, you'll learn to relax your shoulders. You're only using the muscles that you need to use, and you're using them minimally. And I think that's extremely good for endurance, because you're using, not that you can endure more, well, you're using less muscle, and so your endurance goes up. Efficiency. Yeah. Alright. So I'm going to try to beat, what did I say? 55 seconds. So I'm pretty much going to have to try to go for a minute. To fill up with more air, I try to breathe in from the stomach, all the way up as much as I can. But it all ends up seeming to fill up the chest, so I don't know. I just try to pull in as much as I can, relaxed. Alright, here's another one. Alright, so that was kind of a weird long tone, because while I was playing, and when I tried to play as soft as I could, I tried to let out the smallest amount of air possible, and my pitch rose to a G. So I just sort of went with it, because I was able to play the G softer than I could play the C, so I just kind of went with it. That was a minute, 18 seconds. I didn't re-breathe in, but there were interruptions in the airstream. I struggled sometimes to keep that really soft volume going, but, playing for a minute, 18 seconds at any volume, holding your breath that long, I'm not super disappointed. So if I take, I'll just call that like the highest I'm going to do for right now. So a minute 18 seconds. That's all. That's great. Now I want to try to play something that long. So I'm going to start with just something that makes me move my valves. I'm going to add valve movement. I'm going to do a trill, F sharp to G. I'm going to still try to play it as long as I can. I'm going to try to match that minute 18, or try to get as close as I can to it. So every time you add another muscle, you're going to use more oxygen. So I'm going to see how this valve movement affects my time. Okay? but I'm still trying to relax everything else as much as possible to be a more efficient player, you know? All right, a minute 18. So that was a minute 10. And I could tell the difference, you know, as my finger was starting to get tired, it was eating up more air. And so, you know, but trilling a note as soft as I can, playing a minute 10. I'll live with that. Now I'm going to do articulation. I'm guessing I won't hit a minute doing articulation. I'm going to do just single tongue. And eventually I'm going to add, you know, more complex, you know, I'll try playing songs as long as I can, things like that. Da 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 dee, da 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 da. All right. Oh, I got 31%. Wow. I'm going to be dead. So here's just single tonguing on a G. So it was a minute 7 seconds. Just about a minute 7 seconds. So articulation was a little bit more difficult than just a finger movement. Yeah, I'm slowly starting to add more muscles, more components, and trying to relax everything else as much as possible. Now, if I try to play a song, let's see what I have there. Let me use this. Just a second. How does that look if I do this? Oh, I can live with that. So this moves around quite a bit. I don't know if I can play those softly. Move that out. Now I saw my lips, or my cheeks puffed out just a little bit there. Again, all I can think with something like that, and you see professionals, maybe not quite that much, but sometimes you'll see certain areas of their cheeks puff out. And my takeaway from that is, if you're trying to play as efficiently as you possibly can, you're not going to waste unnecessary muscle. And if I'm flexing just, so cosmetically I don't look like I'm puffing my cheeks, I'm not relaxing as much as I could relax. I'm not saying cheek puffing is good or bad. I'm just saying everybody's different. So let me start the clock. I'm going to try to play this song and see how long I can play a song. First, a slow song. Again, I'm going to try to play soft. We'll see if I start cracking notes, especially some of the higher ones. I should do. That'll be fine. All right. A minute 6. A minute 6 seconds of playing. Great. So now, well, it gives me an idea. You ever heard that song by Paganini? I'm not going to think of it. Sergei Nakarkov does it, and Wynton Marsalis does it slurred. I wonder how long. That's a pretty long song, though. But anyway, so a minute 8 seconds practicing or playing a song. I'm not really doing the dynamics of the song. I'm just playing as soft as I can. So let me do it again, but playing more expressively. So adding another component. See how long. Because again, if you play loud, you're going to get rid of quite a bit of air, right? That makes sense. Oh, I'm at 25%. I'm going to be about done. Alright, here we go. Reset. Should start with, here we go. Seconds. So, what a huge difference when you start to turn up the volume a little bit, when you start to expand, use all that air. So if I wanted to, especially at the beginning, and I think that's the case, if you think about the way we breathe, the more air you keep at the beginning of your breath, the longer you're going to be able to play. You know, you want to hold off on getting rid of that air as long as possible. So let me do it again. I think I can get away with playing softer at the beginning and playing a little bit louder a little bit later. For this song, anyway. All right. I also noticed, and I can go back and look at this, and for the rest of you, I recommend recording yourselves and watching yourself, because what I noticed when I was playing, I had my eyebrows furrowed. There are different things that I would do that are a waste. I kind of swayed to the music, and all that is going to take away from your time. So, learn to play efficiently. Relax everything that you possibly can. Just engage the muscles that you need and do that strongly. So let's try it again. There was 57 seconds. I played it quite a bit softer at the beginning, and I tried to hold off my volume when I went to the louder section, but still give it a little bit to make it musical. Again, playing this, let's say, I don't want to say efficiently exactly, but trying to play this way, trying to play the whole song really, really soft, and I think is really good for aperture control. You hear me missing notes here and then, here and then, here and there, but what would I say? I wouldn't normally play this soft either. It would be more like the one before, I think. So now, let me see if I can find something a little quicker. Moderato. Austrian hymn. Oh, that'd be a good one anyway. That's just a pretty song. I'll do that. Reset. See how long. I'm going to do that again. That was just miserable. Let me just do a normal one. So a normal rep, 30 seconds. Yeah, a huge difference. And so there I want to touch a little bit on why this isn't like the perfect way to practice. And it's not something that you want to exclusively, I mean, this shouldn't be your entire practice routine. And we talked on here a lot about relaxation and engaging the right muscles. This is a different approach. This is doing everything with as little effort as possible, and I'm practicing on the edge of missing notes because I'm trying to play with as little effort as possible, right? So if I'm playing soft, I'm going to try to play super soft. I'm going to try to articulate lightly. I'm trying to conserve. Most of the practicing I do is, not the opposite, but, really maximizing the air. It's maximizing the muscles that I use and that we all use to play the trumpet. So, again, don't exclusively practice this. Do have a good routine, right? Practice your sighing through the trumpet. Practice the breathing that I think I talked about a couple other times ago, where I heard this from. I heard it confirmed by the trumpet professor. He has a YouTube channel. What is his name? Paul? I can't think of it. But tightening your stomach and then breathing in, and then releasing it. Using the right muscles. Again, this is a completely different thing that we're going for in this practice routine. I think it's good for teaching efficiency, and it helps, your normal playing. But again, don't just practice this way. This is just one way of practicing. Let me find, I would practice Clarke Studies this way. Let me do that one. And I could just do one as long as, I'll do that. Seconds on a Clarke study. So what does that translate to like normal music? If I try to play, let me see. I haven't tried to play much of these. Well, let's see. Let me embarrass myself with an Arbin. I haven't played through these in a long time. Oh, shoot, I don't have the characteristic studies in here. What do I have? What's a piece that just has an awful lot of playing in it? Because if you apply this to... Oh, that's not a good example. Well, this might be. Let me just play this without resting. See how much you can see how much of a song you can get through too. To practice efficient practicing, of course. Start. Alright, I'm out of air. 43 seconds. And so that gets me through a line and a half, a little bit more, almost 2 lines of music. So for slow pieces, fast pieces, whatever it is, so if you look at, let me see, if we look at 18, the way this can be helpful, you can breathe all over the place on this one, but sometimes you come across a passage, like in the Arbin characteristic studies. Let me see if I can bring those up. Arbin. No, that's not it. Carbon, articulation. Carbon, here it is. Not what I'm looking for. What about? Because the arm is a great example of a characteristic study that just has the longest phrases. And so if you have, here we go. If you have something like that where you have really long phrases that you have to try to play through with no chance of breathing, that's where this gets really, really helpful. Now I'm at 5%. Let me see. What if I take this, like that? This is perfect. Gosh, that's amazing. All right, let me try. This is such a great angle. So, I haven't played this in such a long time. So my goal is going to be get through that entire section. So there's a breath mark somewhere in the middle of that, which I didn't touch because I didn't have to. But for a lot of my students who go through pieces like this and they struggle with it, you know, the common question is, where do I breathe? Or they tell me they're getting winded. What the heck do I do? Well, take it all in one breath. That's why you practice this stuff. What's another long passage? Let me try this section. See how we're running. Well, let's see if there's another one. Well, here's a good example. If I can play it. I didn't make it. I didn't even play it that well. So let me go to the practice technique that I talked about a couple days ago. Hammering your vowels down. When you're working something up and trying to play it in one breath, speed obviously helps. So you can just watch me practice. Again, hammering your vowels down, you're going to learn quicker. Let me try it again. All right, let's see. Oh, we got closer. I think I need to take it a little quicker again. Where am I messing up? Let's see. See if that might give me a little bit extra speed that I need to get through this. Right at the end. So I'm getting closer. And again, trying to get through it in one breath, it sort of makes it, aw, thank you. Thanks, Whole Catholic Living. You're the best. You're great. So much love and handshakes and things. All right. Let me try one more. Again, working this up, if I was working it up for speed, which I guess I am, I'd practice it slow, hammer the valves down like... That spot gets me a little bit. Let me see if it's under my fingers enough to play it. So it's in one breath, but now I gotta go back and clean the whole thing up because it sounds disgusting. So... fingers tripped up. My fingers will break. And then maybe go through half speed. That part. Gotta hold that down. Alright, let's see what happens. Check a couple things first. Oh, good. Alright. And that's sort of the process that I would go through and take to keep polishing the piece up. I just picked this up. So that's what I would do, to keep polishing the piece within the, still with the idea of, I'm trying to get through a large chunk of information in one breath. Now, the temptation is to play it really, really fast, and faster than I can handle, and that turns into sort of wasted practice, because if I play faster than I can handle and I screw up and I practice mistakes, it's not worth that. But it's good to have a goal in mind. I think a better way to practice would be at whatever tempo you can handle it at. Smash your fingers down nice and firm and just go as far as you can at that tempo. And then, mark it, see how far you get, and then do it again a little quicker, as long as you don't make mistakes, and then go faster. I'd go through that right now, but my battery's about to die, and I just want to do a quick video, and didn't realize how bad I was at this piece. So now I gotta practice it. Whatever. No ego here. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.